how is overtime taken into account when it comes to workers' compensation? That is a question that we often get asked here at Gerber and Holder, and there are many different answers to that. When you are injured on the job and the authorized treating physician takes you out of work, or your job cannot accommodate your light duty restrictions, then you are entitled to workers' compensation temporary total disability benefits. Now, this figure is calculated by taking the average of the 13 weeks you worked prior to your injury and dividing that by 2/3. You receive 2/3 of what the average weekly wage was. In other words, if you were making $750 per week, you get $500 on workers' compensation. Now, workers' compensation is not taxable, and that is where the 2/3 number comes from. Now, overtime comes into play because you use overtime when calculating average weekly wage. Many times we have clients that come to us and say, well, I worked plenty of overtime right before I was injured. That is calculated into your average weekly wage. Sometimes clients say, I did not work any overtime in the 13 weeks preceding my injury, but I have worked overtime in the past. Unfortunately, that cannot be taken into account. If an individual does not work for the 13 weeks prior to their injury, then there are different methods and manners that we can use to determine their average weekly wage. Overtime is very, very important when it comes to calculating this type of benefit. Furthermore, not just overtime, but tips are also used in calculating an average weekly wage. If you have any further questions about overtime or tips or anything else as it relates to workers' compensation, please don't hesitate to contact us here at Gerber and Holder.